This is Dr. S. Prasanna Rani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Pingle Government College for Women, Warangal. In the previous video lessons, we have seen what is a subspace. We have seen what are the examples of subspaces, and we have solved some problems on subspaces, and even gone through some theorems which are based on intersection, union and sum of subspaces. And therein we have seen that the intersection of two subspaces is again a subspace, whereas the union of two subspaces cannot be need not necessarily be a subspace. Not always a subspace, the union of two subspaces. And the sum of two subspaces is again a set consisting one element from the sum of two elements, one element from one subspace and another element from another subspace of the given vector space. And we have also seen that the sum of two subspaces is again a subspace of the vector space. And today's topic is linear combination, and I have already said that linear combination plays a vital role in the further study of linear algebra. In fact, it is the basic concept in linear algebra. So there is a definition of linear combination and some remarks and examples of linear combinations we can see even with geometric purview, and solving some problems on linear combination. This is the content for today's video lesson. To orient into the topic linear combination, I have made some examples to give to you, and this is just for understanding. And just observe the following. There are some figures. See the first figure. There is x-axis, y-axis, so it is xy plane in two-dimensional space. We can see two vectors u bar and v bar, and in between them there is another vector representing the sum of those two vectors, which is u bar plus v bar. This we have already come across when we were introduced to the sum of two vectors in a vector space. But here I want to show you some new concept through this figure. Let us complete seeing the figures first, then we will enter into the concept of these figures, what they are, what the idea of these figures. Let us know it later. Now the second figure, in this we can see again a u bar vector which is in xy plane, positive first quadrant, and v bar is a vector in x dash y plane, which is the negative x-axis and positive y-axis, consisting of negative and x-axis and positive y-axis, and that in that plane v bar is given. At the same time I have mentioned 2v bar also. So 2v bar vector is double of it. We can see the size and direction is same, and the vector going from origin to which is placed in between u bar and 2v bar is representing u bar plus 2v bar. So that is the vector representing u bar plus 2v bar. And in the third figure we can see u bar in x dash y plane and v bar in xy plane. On the negative side of x-axis we can see u bar, and on the positive side of x-axis we can see the vector v bar. Now the u bar, on the side of u bar we can see I have represented another vector also in the same line with the same direction, and that vector is representing 1/3 of u bar, 1/3 u bar, the scalar multiple of u bar by 1/3. And on the right hand side we can see v bar is the vector just above the x-axis, and above that we can see another small vector that is half of in the v bar itself, in the v bar vector itself, half of the length I have shown it as another vector which is half v bar. So scalar multiple 1 by 2 of v bar. And another vector which is in the positive direction, in the positive axis, in between positive axis, that is in xy plane in the first quadrant, which is the sum of these two scalar multiples of u bar and v bar, which is 1 by 3 u bar plus 1 by 2 v bar. So that is the vector which is lying between the original 1 by 2 v bar vector and 1 by 3 u bar vector. And now the last figure, which is the fourth one. Here I have taken u bar vector in the first quadrant and 3 times of u bar, the scalar multiple of u bar by 3. I have also represented in the figure with the same line by extending the vector u bar 3 times. That is how it is 3 u bar. And in the x dash y plane, that is in the negative direction of x-axis, we can see the vector v bar, and it is a small vector, and 4 times of it is the whole thing, the vector denoted there, that is 4 v bar. So on the right hand side we have 3 u bar as the scalar multiple of u bar, and on the left hand side we can see the scalar multiple 4 times v bar, and the sum of these two vectors, in fact I should say it is 3 u bar plus minus of 4 v bar. And where is that minus 4 v bar? Let us locate it first, and just to the vector 4 v bar, which is equal in size, equal in magnitude, and opposite in direction, that denotes the vector minus 4 v bar, and it is in the fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant means positive x-axis and negative y-axis. And now if you see 3 u bar and minus 4 v bar, the 3 u bar is in first quadrant and minus 4 v bar is in fourth quadrant, and the sum of these two vectors, which is 3 u bar plus minus 4 v bar, which is nothing but 3 u bar minus 4 v bar, is the vector lying just in between these two vectors and which is just above the x-axis. So in the first figure, the resultant vector of the given vectors is u bar plus v bar. In the second figure, the resultant vector of two vectors u bar and 2v bar is u bar plus 2v bar. And in the third figure, the resultant vector of the sum of 1 by 3 u bar plus 1 by 2 v bar, it is represented like this. And in the fourth figure, 3 u bar minus 4 v bar is the vector just above the x-axis. And what is the conclusion I want to draw from all these figures? The idea I want to deduct from all these geometrical concepts is that from the figure 1, u bar plus v bar is also a vector, is another vector, which is we can call it as the linear combination of the vectors u bar and v bar with scalar coefficients 1 and 1. Whatever be the coefficients or scalars that are multiplied to u bar and v bar, I have not multiplied any scalar here. So that is how the scalar coefficients are 1 and 1 in this first example. So I am coining a new word for u bar plus v bar, that is linear combination, and I am saying that it is the linear combination of the vectors u bar and v bar in the figure 1, and it is not a fixed thing. Linear combination may have different forms, and one of them is this u bar plus v bar for when the vectors regarded as u bar and v bar. Vectors considered are u bar and v bar. And in this figure 2, u bar plus 2v bar is a vector which is a linear combination of the vectors u bar and v bar. And here we can see the scalar coefficients are 1 and 2. So in the second figure, the resultant vector which is obtained by adding u bar and 2v bar is u bar plus 2v bar, and this I am calling it as now with a new word, that is linear combination, and I am saying that it is the linear combination of u bar and v bar where the scalar coefficients are 1 and 2. 1 is for u bar and 2 is for v bar. And in the third figure, 1 by 3 u bar plus 1 by 2 v bar, we can observe that it is also a vector again. The sum of scalar multiples of u bar and v bar is nothing but a vector again in the same plane, in the same xy plane itself. And that vector, which is a linear, is called a linear combination of the vectors u bar and v bar with the scalar coefficients 1 by 3 and 1 by 2. Here in this third geometrical figure, we can see the resultant vector is 1 by 3 u bar plus 1 by 2 v bar. So that is how, that is called the linear combination of u bar and v bar, and the scalar coefficients here are 1 by 3 and 1 by 2. Now moving on to the fourth figure, in that the resultant vector I have taken as 3u bar minus 4v bar. Even though we can see minus sign there, it is also an additive vector, and we have to view it as 3u bar plus minus 4v bar. Here the scalar coefficients should be regarded as 3 and minus 4, and that is how 3u bar minus 4v bar is again a vector, and that is a linear combination of the vectors u bar and v bar with the scalar coefficients 3 and minus 4. And so understand this fourth example well. When even it is minus sign in between the vectors, that is 3u bar minus 4v bar is the resultant vector obtained by adding 3u bar and minus 4v bar. That is only obtained by adding itself. Adding, what are we adding means 3u bar vector plus minus 4v bar vector, and here the scalar coefficients are considered as 3 and minus 4. So from all these diagrams, 4 diagrams, geometrical diagrams, and the extract we obtained from these diagrams, we can say that the conclusion is that in general a1 u1 bar plus a2 u2 bar plus so on a plus an un bar, that is scalar multiples of the vectors u1 bar, u2 bars plus and so un bar, the sum of all these scalar multiples is also a vector, is again a vector which is called as linear combination of vectors u1 bar, u2 bar, so on un bar with the coefficients, scalar coefficients are as a1, a2, so on an. Hence, the mathematical definition of linear combination can be given as follows. So, when we call all these vectors u bar plus v bar, u bar minus 2v bar, u bar plus 2v bar, 1 by 3 u bar plus 1 by 2 v bar, and the last one I have taken u bar 2 u bar minus 3 u bar minus 4v bar. All these vectors are when treated as linear combinations. Now we can move on to give the definition of linear combination mathematically. And what is the definition? Let us see now. A linear combination of vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar is defined as c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus so on plus cn vn bar, where c1, c2, so on, cn are scalars, and in this context we call these scalars as weights. Weights are coefficients. Our coefficients is the usual term we use usually, but here there is a specific word for scalars, that is weights. So a linear combination, how to understand it? It is the linear combination of vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar. The n vectors has the linear combination defined as c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus so on plus cn vn bar. These are all the sum scalar multiples, and adding them, sum of all the scalar multiples of the vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar gives rise to a single vector, and that single vector is called the linear combination of the given vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar. Here c1, c2, so on cn, the scalars are called weights. And now there is a note point to be remembered, and what is that? As c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus so on cn vn bar is again a vector, as this all the scalar multiples when added give rise to a unique vector, not unique, and one more thing, how many linear combinations can we get for the vectors v1, v2, so on vn? This is, I am saying that c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus so on plus cn vn bar is treated as the linear combination of the vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar. If that is so, then how many linear combinations are there? Even though we are looking only one, it is looking as only one vector, but that represents infinite number of vectors, infinite number of linear combinations are there in this in this vector c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus so on plus cn vn bar, where the scalars c1, c2, so on cn are not fixed. They can have any real numbers as values. So that is how the linear combination is again a vector, and in note point I am saying that if it is y bar, then we can write y bar is equal to c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus so on cn plus cn vn bar for scalars c1, c2, so on cn, and say that y bar is a linear combination of vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar. Now it is time to make some remarks from whatever we have learnt so far, and the remarks I want to make are the first one is the vectors v1 bar, v2 bar, so on vn bar could be from any one of the sets R, R2, R3, so on Rn, Pn, F, etc., which are viewed as vector spaces in the context of linear algebra. So I said that just now we have seen that c1, c2, so on cn, the scalars are nothing but real numbers, and that is how they can have infinite number of options to those scalars. But what about the vectors? We should get the doubt that where are these vectors taken from, and these vectors can be from now onwards we can see like the view like this. These vectors are nothing but the vectors of the vector spaces R, R2, R, R3, R, so on, Rn, Rpn, Rf, etc. sets. And we already came to know that these sets R, R2, R3, so on, Rn and Pn, and there is one more set F. All these are vector spaces. From the prerequisites topic 1, I have explained how we can view all these things, all these sets as vector spaces. Now, the second remark I want to make is, as the coefficients c1, c2, so on cn are scalars, they could be any real numbers including 0. So c1, c2, so on cn, those scalars are somehow they are real numbers that we know, but those scalars can even take the value 0. Now let us move on to some examples of linear combinations. Whatever I have mentioned in the beginning of the topic to introduce the word linear combination, I have given you 4 examples there itself. But after having the definition in a mathematical way, now let us move on to look through some more examples along with their geometrical interpretation. Now the first example, what is I have given a, let us see some linear combinations of a single vector R. Of a single vector, I have taken that single vector a bar as a bar, and here we see the vector a bar has so many, even the single vector, first of all we should understand that even the single vector a bar can have linear combinations, and those linear combinations are nothing but the scalar multiples of a bar. So I have given you some scalar multiples of a bar to quote some as an examples. As an example, see here what is the first one, 1 by 2 a bar, and so this is half of a bar, so it will be of length or of magnitude half times the original vector a bar, and it will have the same direction as a bar. So half a bar is one scalar multiple of a bar, and the other one is minus 2 by 3 a bar, and we can proceed like this, 3 a bar minus a bar etc. are all the scalar multiples of a bar which can be treated as the linear combinations of the single vector a bar. And how can you look at these vectors in the geometrical perspective? Let us see now. Geometrically, all these linear combinations of a single vector a bar forms a line containing a bar as shown below. So see here, this is O a bar, I have taken it as O a bar as small a bar, and this vector I am taking in the set R, which we view as vector space of real numbers particularly. Then the vectors I have mentioned above, which are 1 by 2 a bar, minus 2 by 3 a bar, comma 3 a bar, comma minus a bar, which are all scalar multiples of a bar, and hence they all lie on the same line, which is a line which contains a bar. And here we can see in the figure, this is a line, and I have taken origin O, this point is O origin, and up to A, the point up to the point A on the line, the vector is OA is equal to A bar. I have not mentioned the directions here, but treat it as O to A. The points itself shows its direction. It is from the starting point is O and the end point of the vector is A. So that is in the direction O to A. So OA is A bar, and OB I have taken it as half of A bar. Here in the figure we can see OB is having half the magnitude of OA and in the same direction as A, O to A. That is, now it is O to B, but still it has the same direction. Now moving on to the left side of the origin, I have taken O to D point as minus 2/3 A bar. So minus 2, as it is minus 2 by 3 A bar, it will have the opposite direction to OA, and regarding the magnitude it will have minus 2 by 3 times A bar. So minus 2 by 3 times A bar is less than A bar, OA bar itself, because it is less than one number. So it is not even having the length of OA bar on the negative side. And next OE, I am representing it as minus A bar. So O to E, that vector is minus A bar, and we can see here OA is and OE have same magnitude but opposite direction. the one is to the right direction from O to A, and the other one is from O to left side, that is negative direction, and hence one is OA is equal to A bar and the other one is OE is equal to minus A bar. And there is one more vector O to C, and this vector denotes 3 times A bar. This will be of the magnitude 3 times of A bar and will be having the same direction as OA. So that is how OA and OC are on the positive side of origin, on the right hand side of origin. And if A bar is equal to 0, then 0 means 0 bar. A bar is a vector, then it should be equal to 0 bar, another vector. Then 0 bar I can write it as a linear combination like this. 0 bar is equal to 0 times A bar. That is how 0 bar is the linear combination of the vector A bar with the scalar multiple 0. And now the second example of linear combination I want to give is, it is related to two vectors. So take two vectors v1 and v2 and let us have some linear combinations of the two vectors v1 and v2. As I have mentioned, when we vary the scalars, when we change the scalars c1 and c2, we can get infinite number of linear combinations of the same set of vectors v1 and v2. And here I have, that is how I cannot give all the linear combinations of v1 and v2, but I have quoted some of them. And what are those? 1 by 2 times v1 bar plus v2 bar, which is half of v1 plus v2. Scalar multiples of v1 and v2, for the first vector it is half is the scalar multiple, and for the second vector v2 the scalar multiple is just 1. And the next one I have quoted is minus v1 plus 2 v2, and the third one is root 3 v1 minus v2, and the fourth one is I have taken just 2v1. There is no v2 at all. Still we can treat 2v1 as the linear combination of the vectors v1 and v2, because 2v1 can be written as or can be expressed as 2v1 plus 0v2, as we can see here. So 2v1 can be expressed as 2v1 plus 0v2, and that is how that 2v1 itself can be treated as the linear combination of the vectors v1 and v2. v2 is totally hiding there, it can't be seen. We have to think that v2 has the scalar multiple 0. And the next, the last example is minus 3 by 2 v2. Here also v1 is disappearing, and we can treat this vector as also a linear combination of v1 and v2, even though v1 is not present there, because we can view minus 3 by 2 v2 as the linear combination of v1 v2 in the sense that it can be written as 0 v1 plus minus 3 by 2 times v2. So that is how these all are the linear combinations of the two vectors v1 and v2. As I said, these are all not the whole. I didn't give all the linear combinations, these are only some of them, and we can have infinite number of linear combinations for a given set of two vectors v1 bar and v2 bar. Now I want to go through the geometrical interpretation of these linear combinations of two vectors, and how it goes, let us see. Consider two sets v1 bar v2 bar as shown in the figure, and these are the two vectors I have taken. See the smaller figure, that is on the positive x-axis side, that is in the first quadrant, I have taken the vector v2 bar, and on the negative side of x-axis in the second quadrant I have taken the vector v1 bar. And let us see what are all the different linear combinations that can be made, that can be obtained from using these two vectors v1 bar and v2 bar. And even in the geometrical notation, we can have only some of them. We can't look each and every linear combination of v1 and v2 in the figure. So we shall try to see at least some of the linear combinations in the figure of v1 bar and v2 bar. And geometrically, the linear combinations of v1 bar and v2 bar can be any point in the plane as shown below. So how can it happen? Let us see. From the above figure, we have seen that v2 bar is in first quadrant and v1 bar is in second quadrant, like this. This arrow represents v2 bar in first quadrant, and the arrow on left side nearer to positive y-axis represents v1 bar. And if that is so, I have just drawn some parallel lines to v2 bar on left side of it and some on right side of it. See what have I done here? I have just drawn some parallel lines of length v1 bar on the either side of the vector v2 bar. I have drawn parallel lines on either side, that means both sides of the vector v2 bar of length at a distance v1 bar on both sides, so that we have got so many parallel lines to v2 bar. In the same way, I have even drawn parallel lines to v1 bar, which are of length, which are at a distance v2 bar from the origin, from the vector v1 bar. So see here, there are some parallel lines to v2 bar and parallel lines to v1 bar. When the parallel lines are drawn with respect to v2 bar, they are of at a distance v1 bar on both sides of v2 bar. And when we see in the purview of v1 bar, they are parallel lines on either side of v1 bar at a distance of v2 bar on either side. When v2 bar is in the first quadrant, automatically its negative vector will be in third quadrant with opposite direction, and that is how it is the negative vector on the other side of it. So it is minus v2 here. And on the same line as we have seen in the first example, all the scalar multiples of v2 bar lie on the same line. That is how v2 bar scalar multiples, I have taken only some of them, 2v2, 3v2, etc. are at the intersecting points of these parallel lines in the first quadrant on the positive x-axis side. And we can also see the same vectors on the other side in the third quadrant with a negative sign, and these are also the intersecting points of the parallel lines, and those are minus 2v2, minus 3v2, and we can proceed as much as we can, and as per the need. And for v1 also we can see the same thing. I have taken v1 bar scalar multiples on the same line as v1 bar is v1 bar is existing. See, 2v1 bar is the is at the point of intersection of parallel lines from origin to up to that intersecting point, that is the vector 2v1 bar, and from origin to the above intersecting point above the 2v1, which is represented as 3v1, that is also a vector from origin to that intersecting point. So on the other side of that second quadrant, in the fourth quadrant, we can see the negative vectors of all these vectors, and those are minus v1, minus 2v1, minus 3v1. If this is so, as we have seen in the earlier geometrical figure, in the earlier figures or diagrams, minus v1 bar plus v2 bar is the point where I have mentioned just a point. I have not drawn any line there. I have just mentioned the point. From origin to that point, it gives the vector v1 plus v2, because v1 is on one side, left side, v2 is on right side, and the vector that goes in from the origin to that point, which is in between these two vectors, not exactly in the middle, but in between the vectors v1 and v2, that represents the vector v1 plus v2. And above there is one more point. At that point we can see the vector, it is 3 by 2 times v1 plus 3 by 2 times v2, because it is of the length 3 by 2 v2. It connects to the 3 by 2 v2 point, and it connects to the 3 by 2 of v1 on the other side. So that is how that point may represent when connected to origin, that may represent the linear combination or sum of the vectors 3 by 2 v1 plus 3 by 2 v2. And on the other side, on the negative side of x-axis, in the second quadrant, we can see v1 minus v2. v1 bar is the just nearer to the positive y-axis, and minus v2 bar is lying in the fourth quadrant, and in between these two vectors we can have the vector which is the sum of these two vectors, denoted by v1 bar minus v2 bar. That is how in the xy plane itself, that means in the xy plane itself, all the four, including all the four quadrants, we can see all the linear combinations of the two given vectors v1 bar and v2 bar, and we can draw an important conclusion from this, is that is every point in this xy plane denotes a unique linear combination of the vectors v1 bar and v2 bar, and vice versa. This is vice versa, and conversely also it is true, and that means every linear combination is related to an unique point in the xy plane. A point in the xy plane when joined to the origin, when combined to the origin, that vector can represent only one and only one linear combination, and that linear combination is of v1 bar and v2 bar, which are the given vectors. So this is how I have made the conclusion from the above geometrical interpretation. That is the point that this leads us to understand that any point in this plane can be expressed as a linear combination of v1 and v2, and conversely every linear combination of v1 and v2 can be identified as a point in the plane. So that is the point to be remembered. Now thus the set of all linear combinations of two vectors v1 bar and v2 bar forms the plane containing v1 bar and v2 bar. So all the linear combinations of v1 bar and v2 bar lie in the same plane where the vectors v1 bar and v2 bar are existing, are positioned. So now move on to the further conclusion we can give is also the origin which denotes the 0 vector 0 bar is also a linear combination of v1 bar and v2 bar. Even the origin can be considered as the linear combination of, origin is also a point. I said every point denotes a linear combination in the xy plane where the vectors v1 bar and v2 bar are lying. So if that is so, then origin should also represent a linear combination of v1 bar and v2 bar. And how can it happen is 0 bar can be written as can be expressed as 0 v1 bar plus 0 v2 bar, and that is how this is the scalar sum of scalar multiples of v1 bar and v2 bar, and that is how it can be treated as a linear combination of v1 bar and v2 bar, and that is nothing but equal to the 0 vector 0 bar. So this is all about the concept of linear combination. And in fact, for the problems, if the definition, knowledge of definition is enough, but I wanted to make you clear the concept of linear combination in a detailed way. So that is the reason I have made so much of explanation for the term linear combination, or for the idea linear combination. Now we can move on to the problem on linear combination. There are given three vectors, v1 bar, v2 bar and v3 bar. They are, we can say they all are column vectors. And now we are asked to determine whether b bar, this is another vector given which is also a column vector, whether this is a linear combination of v1 bar, v2 bar, v3 bar or not. So given whatever the vectors given to us, write them, list them out, and then b bar, which we have to verify whether that b bar is a linear combination of the vectors given above or not. For that we need is linear, we want to take a linear combination and see whether the such scalars exist and take some real numbers values. So for that I have taken b bar as the linear combination of v1, v2, v3 and taken it as b bar is equal to c1 v1 bar plus c2 v2 bar plus c3 v3 bar. For some scalars or weights, I said scalars are now known as weights, and even we can use the word scalars also, but somewhere if we come across the word weights, don't get confused, it is used for the term scalars. Weights, the term weights is used for the term scalars. It is not a it is to be understood so. B bar is C1 V1 bar. So B bar is equal to, I have written here, B bar on the right hand side, and then substituted all the vectors V1 bar, V2 bar, V3 bar which are given in numbers in the problem. I have substituted even B bar also on the right hand side. Then I have taken the scalar multiples of all these vectors with C1, C2, C3, and we can see such new vectors formed. Then we have to find the sum of all those three vectors on the left hand side, and we can do by addition of matrices and get this vector, one single column vector on the left hand side. Now the B bar when we continue to write that B bar as it is, and finally we got this some column vector of order 3 by 1 on the left hand side, and at the same time a column vector of order 3 by 1 on the right hand side. When do we say two matrices are equal? That we have seen in prerequisites, in the second topic of prerequisites. So when we say two matrices are equal, when they are of same order first of all, and then the corresponding elements of the two matrices which we are saying as equal should be equal, should be same. So that is how we can get equating the corresponding terms on both sides. We get three equations. I am representing the three equations together as equation number 2, and this linear combination which we have taken for B bar in terms of the vector CV1, V2, V3, I have taken it as I have represented it as the equation number 1. And now the system of equations, whichever we get, take this as equation number 2. Now B bar will be a linear combination of V1, V2, V3, those vectors, if and only if the above system of equations has a solution. If and only if the some real values for the scalar C1, C2, C3 exist, then only we can say that B bar is a linear combination of those three given vectors V1, V2, V3. And here I am mentioning for your knowledge sake that one point, C1, C2, C3 as I said earlier, these are real numbers first of all, but they may be finite or infinite. They may have finite number of values or sometimes infinite number of values. Let us see what will happen. Let the above system is represented by the matrix equation. Matrices are the thing which help us to write in the introduction of this topic, linear algebra. I said the use of matrices is made just to write the linear equation, the system of linear equations in a simpler way, in a simpler manner. So that is how we are making use of that concept here and writing the above system of linear equations in equation 2 as the simple matrix equation Ax bar is equal to B bar. And here in this, capital A is called the coefficient matrix, which consists of all the coefficients which are in equations which are in 3 equations of that equation 2, and X bar is the matrix, or we should call it as column vector, consisting of the 3 variables x1, x2 and x3. And in B bar we have taken the values on the right hand sides of the equation 3 equations in 2. And now write the augmented matrix A B bar, which consists of the whole matrix A first, then in the last column it consists the column vector B bar, and that is how it is a 3 by 4 matrix. It has 3 columns taken from A, and the last column is corresponding to B bar, the vector B bar. Now applying row transformations, elementary row operations we can apply on this augmented matrix. And now what is that I want to make that row operation is R3. I want to change it as R3 plus 2R1, and this operation I want to do to make the last row as zeros. And for that, when we do this row operation, the augmented matrix transforms to the new matrix of the form 1 minus 4 2 3 0 3 5 minus 7, and the last row is 3 zeros and 3. And from your previous knowledge which you acquired in intermediate, from the topic matrices, we can say that when the last row of the augmented matrix consists of 3 zeros and a non-zero element at the end, then we can say that the system of linear equations is inconsistent and has no solution at all. So if we transform the augmented matrix and can see that there are 3 zeros in the last row and a non-zero element at the end of the row, then we can say that the system of linear equations is inconsistent. Inconsistent means the equations have no relation in between. They are inconsistent and cannot give any solution at all. So that is how the equations, the 3 equations in 2 are inconsistent and has no solution. Hence there exists no scalar C1, C2, C3 satisfying equation 1. So where we have taken the equation 1 means where we have taken B bar as the linear combination of V1 bar, V2 bar, V3 bar using the scalar multiples C1, C2, C3. Now we could see that there exists no values, no real values for C1, C2, C3, and that is how the linear combination is not possible. In that linear combination is not possible. That means B bar cannot be expressed as a linear combination of V1 bar, V2 bar and V3 bar. And with this we have completed the topic linear combination. In the next class we will enter into another interesting and important concept, namely span of vectors, and how we can define and how we can relate that span and linear combination with this previous concept linear combination. Let us see in the next class. With this I sign off. Okay children.